My special guest today is Preston Sharp. A lot of us were introduced to Preston during the State of the Union address, and he is doing what I would consider God's work. My father is a World War II veteran, and he would be so proud if he was alive today to see the kind of work that Preston is doing. Preston, let me start with this. You are 12 years old. You started doing this at the age of 10, and this whole thing came out of a visit to your grandfather's grave. Is that correct?
Yeah, that happened on Veterans Day of 2015. Yeah, I went to his gravesite, and since it was Veterans Day, I thought there would be flags out on the veterans' gravesite, and there wasn't. So I got frustrated with that, and I felt like the veterans should be honored. So I started honoring veterans.
Did you have a relationship with your grandfather? Was he alive for a good portion of your life?
So I never met my grandfather, but I heard some stories about him.
And he was in the Navy?
Yes, he was in the Navy.
And you went to this cemetery in Northern California. That's where you're from. And you noticed, as you said, there were no other flowers or flags on other military graves, and that sparked your whole campaign to get that done. And since then, you've been doing that. And
it did.
And tell me your progress on this.
So since that day, I've placed over 40,000 flags and flowers on veterans' gravesites. I've probably done over 40 cemeteries.
You want to do all 50 states. You have done the grave sites in 6 states so far.
Yes.
What states have you covered so far?
I've covered California, Nevada, Oregon, Virginia, Maryland, and Florida.
And the Maryland grave sites were in conjunction with your visit to the State of the Union. Well,
yes. So Maryland was a national cemetery, one of the first 14 national cemeteries that, so it was really cool honoring veterans there, and I heard a lot of history that was there.
And what is your funding? How do you get money? Initially, it was your money, right, when you first visited your grandfather's grave?
Yeah, so it was initially my money that I started with, but I started a GoFundMe, that Flags and Flowers, and I have like a Facebook page, so I'm going to post where I'm going to be at the cemetery and where, so they can donate there at the cemetery in person. And I also have a webpage, PrestonSharp.net.
PrestonSharp.net, where people can go to and donate money for this campaign. When you do the cemeteries, do you have volunteers help you, or do you do this by yourself at the grave sites?
Yeah, so whenever I post it on Facebook, usually people would like, I live in that town or city, I'll come and help you honor veterans. So that's how I get help.
Cool. What was it like, and let's put politics aside for just a minute. Here you are, 12 years old, you're with your mother, watching the State of the Union address. You're next to the president's wife. What's that like for a 12-year-old?
Oh, my God. It was amazing. Like, I couldn't, when I was there sitting next to First Lady and the Second Lady, it was just, I couldn't believe that I was there. It was just, when I started honoring veterans, I had no clue that I would ever meet the president or do anything like this.
You just did it because you knew there was a need to do this. And it's sad, and you brought this up in a number of things I've read about you, where we have these 2 days set aside for our veterans, Memorial Day and Veterans Day. Memorial Day is for all the military, but it should be every day.
Veterans Day is for actives.
Right, exactly. And
but I feel like it should be for both, because of what veterans do for us, and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them.
Well, their sacrifice is great, and it should be, like you said, and I totally agree, it should be every day, not just 2 days a year. And you've done something even beyond the Flags and Flowers campaign. you have a dog that you adopted because a Vietnam vet could no longer take care of his dog. And tell us that story.
So I went to a local veterans home in California near me, and I started talking to this veteran, and he asked if he would like to see his room and just look at it. And so we said yes, and we started looking around his room, and I saw pictures of this dog hung up on the wall. And I asked who it was, and he said, it's my dog, Rusty. He lives 4 hours away in Oregon, so he barely gets to see him. So I was like, when I went home that day, I'm like, Mom, I want that dog to live at our house so we can see him whenever he wants. I did want a laptop, but I'd rather have a dog at my house for a veteran because I'll do anything to make a veteran happy.
And you adopted the dog, and now this man can visit with his dog on a regular basis, whereas before he was, like you said, 4 hours away. He would have never had contact with his dog because he moved into a veteran's home, right?
Yes, he did. Yeah, so he couldn't take his dog with him.
Wow. I mean, really, you are wise beyond your years, Preston.
Thank you.
And I just think a lot of people appreciate the fact that you, at your young age, have acknowledged the fact that our veterans would like this kind of support, and often they don't get what they should get. And I think that if there are more people like you out there doing this kind of work, people will stay aware of what our military is all about and not forget what the sacrifices were from those before us.
Yeah.
And really, again, I thank you so much for all your work, and I hope a lot of people contribute a lot of money so you can keep doing this. Now, you buy these flowers, the plastic flowers, where?
The dollar store and online.
And are the dollar store people helping you out at all?
Yeah, the local dollar store, like whenever I go in, they know me, and they're like, I'll see if I have any in the back, because usually they don't put them up in the store. They keep it in a box in the back so I can have them.
What about the flags? How do you get the flags?
The flags we also buy online.
Okay. So I hope people are helping you out more and more. Now that you've been exposed through the State of the Union address, I hope more and more people now contribute, and you keep doing this, and I hope that you hit all 50 states with your campaign.
Yeah, we need to donations because we're really getting low, and we need to finish all 50 states because I want to get that goal finished so I can have another goal.
How much do you think you'll need to finish all 50 states?
Oh, all 50 states. I have no clue, but it's $3 per gravesite. So I don't really know because I don't know what cemeteries I'm going to.
Right. At $3 a gravesite. Also, when you're at the gravesite, you mention the veteran's name out loud so they're not forgotten. Is that correct? Yes.
So whenever I honor a veteran, I say the veteran's name out loud and then thank you for your service.
That's great. Well, I hope, and I'll do anything I can to help, and I hope people that listen to this donate to your campaign and you hit all 50 states as soon as you can.
Thank you.
Thank you, Preston Sharp. Appreciate all your efforts.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No problem. This is your Voice of the Globe, thanking you for listening. Take the cannoli, kiss the schnauzer. See you in church, temple, or mosque this weekend. You pick. 3 in the green. Gears down. Laps are down. Air Force has landed. Have a great weekend.